In Kapoor mansion, Mahi had just woken up. She started staring at Ranvir without seeing Ranvir on the bed. So she looked at Ranvir, who was getting ready in front of the dressing mirror. He was looking quite dashing in navy blue coat pant and white shirt. Mahi just kept staring at him. Ranvir had seen Mahi staring at him from the mirror. Seeing Mahi staring at him like this, Ranvir smiled. He came in front of Mahi. But Mahi was still lost in her thoughts and was staring at him. Ranvir winked in front of her face. She came to her senses and started staring at Ranvir. She started looking here and there. Ranvir put both his hands in his pocket and asked her, "What were you looking at, wifey?" Mahi got down from the bed and said, "Nothing." While saying this, it was clear on his face that he was caught. And Ranvir was not going to let him go so easily. He held Mahi's hand and while turning him, he put it on his back and brought it closer to him. And he went close to her face and said, "Now tell me, wifey." Mahi also understood that Ranvir would not let her go like this. Then she said with a big attitude, "Yes, so? What is the crime of looking at your handsome husband?" Ranvir turned him around and held him in his arms. Now Mahi's back was on Ranvir's chest. Ranvir put his head on his shoulder and said, "No, there is no crime. You can see me whenever you want, as much as you want. And if you want, you can." Then he whispered in her ears, "And you can do with me whatever you want to do." Saying this, Ranvir bit Mahi's earlobe. When Mahi understood what Ranvir was saying, her eyes widened. She tried to get herself out of Ranvir's grip and said, "You are so shameless, aren't you? Aren't you ashamed of saying such things?" Ranvir laughed and said, "I am right. In fact, I am still ready. I have no problem." Saying this, Ranvir started kissing Mahi's neck. By doing this, Mahi was feeling very ticklish. She said with a smile, "Ranvir, leave me." "What are you doing?" Ranvir was still not in the mood to leave her. He was having a lot of fun bothering Mahi like this. Then someone knocked the door. Mahi pushed Ranvir and opened the door. Ruhi was standing in front of the door. As soon as the door opened, she came in and said, "Brother, all my packing is done." Mahi asked, "Packing? Are you going somewhere?" Ruhi said in a relaxed manner, "Not only me, but you too. And our monkey army too." Mahi asked in confusion, "Meaning?" This time Ranvir said, "We are all going on vacation." Mahi said happily, "We are all going out? Where? When? For how many days?" Ranvir said, "Yes, we are going to our farmhouse. And we will leave by evening. So do your packing. Now I have to go for some work. I will be back in 2 to 3 hours." Saying this, Ranvir picked up the car key and went out of the room. In the evening, everyone was ready to leave. Their luggage was already kept in the car. Ruhi convinced Priya and Tina to come with her. Sarika, Rudra and Ruhi were going in the same car. Tina was going with Mahi in Ranvir's car. But Ruhi dragged her along with her. And now she was also sitting with Ruhi in Rudra's car. Priya was wearing a pink hoodie and a white pant. And she was carrying a backpack with her. As soon as she was about to go in her car with Mahi, Vedant grabbed her hoodie from behind. And he pushed her to the front seat. "You will go with me." Saying this, he took her backpack from her and put it on the back seat. Before Priya could come out, Vedant locked the door. Mahi was sitting on her seat and looked back and said, "Where is Priya? She was supposed to come with me." Ranvir started the car and said, "Now she is not coming with us because she is with Vedant." Here Priya said angrily, "Open the door. I don't want to go with you." Vedant drove the car and said, "Keep sitting quietly or I will push you out of the moving car." After hearing this, Priya opened her mouth and started looking out of the window. And she started cursing Vedant. After about 3 hours, they reached the farmhouse. The farmhouse was very big and very beautiful. There was a big garden outside and there was a white rabbit playing on the green grass. Looking at them, it seemed as if small cotton balls were moving around. Everyone came out of the car. Mahi said, "Wow, she is so cute." Saying this, Vedant grabbed her and said, Mahi started running after him. Priya and Tina also started running after him. The servant kept all the luggage in their room. Ranvir started looking at them from the back of the car. After a while, he called out, "Now let's go inside. It's getting cold. Let's play with them tomorrow." Mahi quickly grabbed a bunny and came to Ranvir and rubbed her cheeks with the soft fur of the bunny. "Let's take her inside too. She will feel cold outside." Ranvir said, "No, the servant will leave her in their house." Saying this, as soon as he wanted to take the bunny from Mahi's hands, Mahi took him away from his grip and said, "No, he will stay with me in my room. I will make him sleep with me." Now how could Ranvir tolerate a third person between Mahi and him? He said, "You can sleep on the bed only with your honey, not with this bunny. Let me leave him." Saying this, Ranvir tried to take the bunny once again. But before that, Mahi took him inside. Inside, Mahi, Tina and Priya were sitting on the floor and feeding their bunny carrots. And on the sofa in front, both Ranvir and Vedant were staring at Mahi and Priya. Rudra was watching both of them. He was enjoying seeing both of them. In some time, dinner was ready. So Sarika told all three of them, "Come on, all three of you go and change. Dinner is ready." Mahi said, "Sister, a little more time. You all eat. We will eat later." Ranvir warned her, "Change in 10 minutes. Otherwise, I will leave your bunny in the jungle. Then your bunny will be the dinner of wild animals." Mahi got up quickly and looked at Ranvir. Then she said to Tina, "Tina, Priya and I will go and change. Till then, you protect our bunny?" Then she looked at Ranvir and said, "From this devil." After saying this, she went to her room. After some time, she came back and saw that her bunny was not there. Tina told her that her brother-in-law asked his servant to keep her outside his house. Mahi came to Ranvir and said, "Why did you do this? I told you that I will make her sleep with me." Ranvir held her hand and asked her to sit on his chair. "Sit quietly and eat." Rudra laughed and said, "Ranvir, why do I feel that you are jealous of that little bunny?" Ranvir said, "Shut up, Rudra." Meanwhile, Sarika, Tina, Ruhi and Priya lowered their heads and tried to control their laughter. After some time, everyone had their dinner and went to their rooms. Tina and Priya were in the same room. Ruhi's room was separate. But she also came to Tina and Priya's room to sleep. Mahi was in Ranvir's arms. Ranvir hugged her from behind and hid his face in Mahi's neck. He could smell Mahi's scent and felt very peaceful. She had closed her eyes, but he was still awake. Mahi said, "Ranvir." Ranvir replied lying down. Tell me, Mahi." Mahi said, "Ranvir, what if she gets cold?" Mahi was worried about her bunny. Ranvir said, "Sleep, Mahi." Mahi said again, "I am not sleepy. I am worried about her." Ranvir said, "If you are not sleepy, why don't we do something good at this time?" He said this and came to Mahi and put his hands around her. Mahi put her hand on her chest and said, "I was just saying I am very sleepy." Ranvir said, "But now, I am not sleepy. Let's do something fun, baby." He said this and started kissing her neck. Mahi also started getting lost in Ranvir's touch and started rubbing her fingers in Ranvir's hair. With Mahi's response, Ranvir got more excited and started kissing her, getting wild. Mahi was now having trouble breathing. Ranvir let her go and started kissing her neck again. When Mahi tried to get Ranvir away from her, Ranvir grabbed her both hands and put them on her head and started kissing her again. Ranvir kept loving her like this for a long time. Mahi was already tired and sleeping. Ranvir looked at Mahi's sleeping face and said, "Baby, you are so tired. There is a lot left to happen between us. Then how will you be able to tolerate?" Saying this, Ranvir kissed Mahi's forehead and put her in his arms and went to sleep. It was 1 a.m. Tina was thirsty. She saw that the jug on the table was empty. She woke Priya up and said, "Priya, get up." Priya said in her sleep, "What is it, Tina?" "Let me sleep." Tina woke her up and said, "Priya, I am thirsty. Please get some water from the kitchen." Priya said, "Why don't you get it yourself?" Saying this, she changed her clothes and went to sleep. Tina said, "You know, I am scared of the dark. Please get me some water." Priya said, "Okay, I am getting it." Saying this, Priya got up from her sleep and went out of the room. It was very dark there. But a little light was coming in from outside, which was enough to see the way. Priya went towards the kitchen and took out a bottle of water from the fridge. And as soon as she started going towards the room, she felt that there was someone else there. She thought, what if a thief has come inside? What if he has a weapon and he used it to kill me? Thinking this, she ran towards Priya's body. Then she felt that someone was behind her. Before she could scream, someone grabbed her and tied her with a pillar. Priya opened her eyes and saw the person in front of her. That person had closed his mouth with one hand and switched on the light with the other hand. Who was in the farmhouse at that time? Priya was shocked to see him. What will Ranvir do to make Mahi happy in this trip? To know more, keep listening to Oh Baby only on Love Pulse Diaries.